In the last session, we have discussed about the petroleum in general, its composition, and the theories of petroleum. There are three theories which could explain the formation of petroleum to some extent. Number one is carbide theory or Mendeleev theory or inorganic theory. Number two is Thief's findings or Igler's theory or organic theory. And third one is modern theory. Just we recall what we have studied in last session. In carbide theory, actually, which explains the formation of petroleum by purely an inorganic source. That is, the molten metals which are present under the interior of the earth crust might have reacted with the carbon and forms respective carbides at higher temperature and pressure. For example, metal like calcium. Calcium might have reacted with carbon, gives calcium carbide, and aluminium might have reacted with carbon, gives aluminium carbide. Subsequently, these carbides, metal carbides, might have undergone reaction with water, which is present in the form of steam at high temperature and pressure in the earth crust. These respective carbides, for example, calcium carbide, might have reacted with steam or water, gives calcium hydroxide and acetylene, that is unsaturated hydrocarbon. Similarly, aluminium carbide reacts with water and formed aluminum hydroxide and methane. Methane is the saturated hydrocarbon, CH4. Acetylene, C2H2. So the unsaturated hydrocarbons might have further undergone various reactions like polymerization, isomerization, and forms higher molecular weight hydrocarbons, that is paraffins and aromatics, which are the main constituents of petroleum. According to organic theory or Igler's theory, it is believed that or assumed that it mainly contains the green part of the plant and hemin, that is blood of animals. And these plants might have uprooted during the geological period and might have undergone beneath the earth. There may be several layers of sand, sandstone, clay, everything, and these remains were cut off from the atmospheric air and might have undergone decomposition by some kind of bacteria like anaerobic bacteria and formed the petroleum. But this theory does not able to explain the manner of conversion and reactions involved in it. The modern theory says that the assumption is this: the organic matter might have decomposed because of some of the catalytic activities of various elements that are present or metals that are present in the earth crust. But here also, no clear evidence of conversion, manner of conversion and reactions involved. So that is the assumptions and belief. Today we will discuss about occurrence of petroleum. Petroleum ಹೇಗೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ. See this figure. Here, petroleum actually is available under the earth crust in which are known as oil traps. right? This is actually known as cap rock, and this is actually impervious rock. And between cap rock and impervious rock, there may be a oil trap. Oil is actually migrated into this, and above that we have gases, that is natural gas, and above this we have different layers of sand, sandstone, and clay, and this is the upper surface of the earth crust. The migration of the liquid in other direction can be prevented by either water or brine solution, which actually seals the movement of this oil and gas in the other directions. This is one figure. Another figure is this one. Here you can see earth crust. This is earth crust and shale layer, impervious rock layer. Petroleum is here, and water will be there, or brine solution will be there, and this it actually prevents the flow of this what do you call it, petroleum in the other directions, and this is actually impervious rock, right? Petroleum occurs in a reservoir rock which has fluid holding capacity and fluid transmitting capacity. Most of the reservoir rocks are sedimentary rocks consisting of porous grained minerals, for example, sand, sandstone, limestone, dolomite, etc. The upward migration of the fluid from the reservoir rock is prevented by an upper stratum called cap rock or sealing formation. A cap rock has very fine pores and low permeability, for example, clays and shales. The migration of the fluid, that is the petroleum, in other directions is prevented by suitable geometrical formation of reservoir rock and cap rock. These, that is, I have shown in the figure last time, and these are known as oil traps. In principle, the boundary between cap rock and the reservoir rock should be convex upward, and the exact form varies widely from place to place. The simplest forms are flat lying convex lens and the anticline and domes. The trapping of oil and gas is facilitated by the presence of water or brine seals. This is how the petroleum oil occurs in the earth crust in oil traps. Next, we'll see how the oil is exploration. How we'll come to know there is petroleum reserve available. There are different methods available. There are two methods actually, surface geological method and geophysical method. In surface geological method, here the presence of volatile hydrocarbon near the surface is an indication of oil formation at some distance beneath the earth. The various methods to indicate this are: number one, sensitive chromatography. Sensitive chromatography ಅನ್ನೋ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಟು ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಸ್ ಲೋ ಆಸ್ 1 × 10⁻⁻⁴ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್. ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸೆನ್ಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕ್ರೊಮಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು microbiological reaction of hydrocarbons in water well is usually the evidence of hydrocarbon deposit somewhere near that oil well. ಬಾವಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನೀರಿನ ಜೊತೆ ಈ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ, ಬಾವಿಯ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇದು ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಿಯಂ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಐಸೋಟೋಪಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ವಿತ್ ರಾಕ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ gives lower C4 series where gaseous hydrocarbons are seeping. Radioactive isotopic exchange ಕೂಡ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜಿಯೋಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಂತ ಎರಡಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಮೆಥಡ್, CIMIC survey which involves exploding dynamite charges at selected intervals with special instruments located at various points to measure the time and reflected shock wave indicated by the explosion. This shock wave pattern characterizes the possibility of oil source strata. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈನಮೈಟ್ ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಶಾಕ್ ವೇವ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಏನು ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಅದು ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ, ಆ ಶಾಕ್ ವೇವ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಲೇಯರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸಿಗಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏರ್ ಸರ್ವೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ 250 to 300 kph low flying planes are carried out by determining electrical conductivity and magnetic condition of the earth by using instrument like scintillation counter and magnetometer. ಈ ಸೆಂಟಿಲೇಷನ್ ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎರಡನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಲೋ ಫ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸಿಗಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಜಿಯೋಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಮೆಥಡ್, CIMIC survey measures the shock wave pattern and characterizes strata. Air survey, that is 250 to 300 kph low flying planes with magnetometer for magnetic survey and scintillation counter for radioactivity survey. Intensive method alli niಮಗೆ sonic and ultrasonic probing during core sampling to measure the porosity and depict the presence of oil under the earth. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋನಿಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾಸೋನಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಬಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೋತಾರೆ, ಆ ಕೋರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಅದರ ಪೋರೋಸಿಟಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಆ ಪೋರೋಸಿಟಿ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪೋರೋಸಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸಿಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಲೋ ಪೋರೋಸಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಗ್ರಾವಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಗ್ರಾವಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ ಸರ್ವೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಕೋರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ and finding out its specific gravity. If the specific gravity is greater than the surrounding rock and hence it depicts the various stratum surrounding oil bearing rock and sand. ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೋತಾರೆ, ಆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ನ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ರಾಕ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅದರ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಇರುವಂತಹ ರಾಕಿನ್ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸಿಗುವ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಂದಾಜು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ with scintillation detector and increase in the vicinity of the hydrocarbons. Neutron reflecting measurement, scintillation detector ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಸಿಗುವಂತ ಅದರ ವಿಸಿನಿಟಿಯನ್ನ ಅದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸಿಗಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Next we'll see some of the MCQs. Number 1, petroleum occurs in dash rocks. Options are impervious rock, B, sedimentary rock, C, cap rock, D, none of these. Petroleum occurs in dash rocks. Really, answer B is the right answer. Sedimentary rock. Question number 2, a cap rock has dash. Options are fine pores and low permeability, large pores and low permeability, fine pores and high permeability, and D, large pores and high permeability. Option A is the right answer, fine pores and low permeability. Question number 3, Which of the following exploration method falls under surface geological method? Options are sonic and ultrasonic probing, B. Gravimetric survey, C. Neutron reflecting measurement, D. Sensitive chromatography. Answer is answer D. Sensitive chromatography. Answer D. Sensitive chromatography. The fourth one. Select the extensive method of exploration for petroleum. Sensitive chromatography, CIMIC survey, sensitive gravimetric survey, and neutron reflecting measurement. The right answer is answer B, CIMIC survey. And question number 5. Migration of the fluid in oil traps is prevented by suitable geometric formation of reservoir rock and dash. Impervious rock, limestone, cap rock, none of these. Cap rock. Answer C is the right answer. Right. Thank you.